You know, there's never going to be a perfect time for me to admit this, so I'm just going to say it. When I was about 7 years old, I met MrBeast before he was famous, and he brutally molested me, and I haven't been the same since. No, I'm just kidding. But he released Lunchly, which is like probably worse than everything I just described, and that was about a year ago, and I think people I just completely stopped talking about it. I don't think Lunchlys are being sold anymore, but it gives a, you know, perfect entry to talk about Jacksepticeye, who was one of the first YouTubers of his size to call out MrBeast for, you know, his bad behavior and such. So yeah, let's talk about why Jacksepticeye was right about MrBeast.
A year ago, people called Jacksepticeye bitter for pushing back on MrBeast. Today, the clips are aged like cheese left in a Lunchly box. The more you look at the past 12 months, the lie detector moment, the Lunchly fiasco, the AI thumbnail situation, the clearer it gets. Jack wasn't hating. He was pointing out clear issues on the platform.
Yeah, he wasn't hating. He was just pointing out clear issues, like how MrBeast is kidnapping children and sacrificing them to the Dark Lord Moloch, right? You know, the Dark Lord Cthulhu. This is totally just fair things that he's not hating. He's just saying what is true, which is that MrBeast once a year finds a random subscriber and doesn't give him $10,000. He chains him up and shackles him to a MrBeast themed torture chamber and extracts adrenochrome from their developing brains. And it's like, yeah, he's just pointing out issues, not criticizing him. He's not saying like, oh, it's a bad thing that you're, you know, extracting adrenochrome from children. He's just pointing it out. He's not being the moral, you know, he's not standing on the moral high ground saying you can't do that. He's just saying it's an issue that you're doing it, right? He's not condemning you, right? So, yeah.
Let's just say things got...
No, I'm just kidding. Listen, I think his criticisms of MrBeast were fair, which is that he made YouTube, he gamified it too much, right? YouTube, the slogan was to broadcast yourself and make content that viewers enjoy and that creators enjoy making, right? MrBeast, he corporatized it, he gamified it, so now it's like everything has been edited down to the fucking millisecond to keep people's attention, and it's all the most, you know, wide appealing stuff that you can possibly do. And, you know, it's when you're trying to reach the lowest common denominator, you know, can't really personally connect with that many people, right? So, I don't know. I don't think the content is, you know, super good.
Very uncomfortable. Jack flagged a lot of serious things: clickbaiting for extra views, selling products to maximize all profits from his viewers, scamming fans with cheap products, and maximizing growth over being a genuine YouTuber. So this all started off with the "Do you like MrBeast?" lie detector clip, and the setup was pretty jokey, but the answers weren't.
Yeah, that's one thing before we get into the lie detector, because I'm sure you guys have all seen this clip. That's a great point, right? I think MrBeast likes growing the channel for the sake of growing the channel, right? I think when you're growing a YouTube account, it's because you are a creator and you have a goal, right? And, you know, for some people, that goal is a personal goal. You know, it's so that people can watch what they're doing because they get a sense of community out of it. Maybe it's someone who has a message or whatever it may be. MrBeast, I feel like, wants to grow the MrBeast channel just for the sake of growing the channel. And there's nothing wrong with it, but it seems to me that there's no real point there, you know, other than money, which is fine, right? He has, you know, mouths to feed. He's hired a shitload of people. But, you know, when PewDiePie was, I would say, like, you know, when he was the biggest YouTuber, there was sort of this hope there. And I think as the viewer felt more connected to the content, you know, it was like he was on the other side of the screen living a life very similar to yours, playing video games, right? Just some guy in his bedroom.
Now, Jack, a completely unrelated question. Do you like MrBeast?
No.
Jack, do you think MrBeast ruined YouTube?
Yes.
Now, in all honesty, Jack, why?
Because it became more about views, money, and popularity than it did about having fun.
You just don't think you had fun playing Squid Games? You don't think you had fun riding on yachts? Building wells in Africa? I don't know.
If he had fun doing those videos, they'd be longer. We'd see the fun.
Ooh.
Thought you were gonna get me that one, didn't you?
People shrugged it off as banter, but even that silly format, you could hear the real critique under the noise.
It's true.
YouTube's center of gravity has shifted.
Dude, these fucking MrBeast bars I see downstairs, there's a convenience store near where I live. They have these MrBeast bars. I'm not joking. I go by that aisle to get a protein bar. I have seen these same bars stocked on the shelves, like unmoving for multiple months at this point. No one is chowing down on MrBeast bars. And And it's like, bro, I live with, you know, a lot of young people. You'd think the people who would be getting stoned would get to a point where they're like, fuck it, I'll give in, I'll try the MrBeast bar. Even they're not going for it, and that's an issue. For Beast, not for me, I don't care. It's for Beast.
Stuff with your friends to optimize, maximize, dominate. It's not a crime to scale up and make more money, but when the platform's North Star becomes win at any cost, it changes what creators make, how they make it, and why. Jack's point wasn't money is bad, it was money first, always. Turning creativity into calculus. The algorithm rewards spectacle and sameness. Everyone reverse engineers thumbnails, every upload is a sprint for retention charts instead of a hangout with a camera. That's the ruined part, not destroyed.
That's sort of the other thing where it's like, he has that same, like the same thing I said about him growing the channel is true for the whole chocolate thing, where it's like, you think he cares that much about chocolate? Like, dude, bro, you don't think he just wanted to sell chocolate to, you know, an audience of kids who would get addicted to the sugary contents of chocolate? It's like, bro, it's so obvious. Like, oh, let me think about this. Well, you know, what can I get into that I haven't yet already? Okay, well, we could maybe make a food of some sort, right? Okay, what are we thinking? Oh, I know. I have young kids that watch my content, and what can I get them hooked on that isn't heroin and is readily available on the shelves of the convenience stores their parents shop at? Chocolate! And it's like, oh, okay.
MrBeast fired back with a famous tweet, essentially, so I ruined YouTube because I reinvested, did good, and worked every day for 14 years. I mean, no one accused him of buying Lambos. Jack wasn't critiquing spending.
I'm pretty sure this guy got bought out by Night Media, and they're this group that also owns Kai Cenat, I'm pretty sure, and they basically make it so that the content these people are making has to be, you know, following certain guidelines and stuff like that. I don't know too much about it, but I'm pretty sure this is how it goes. Night Media is owned by Disney, I think, and when they, you know, either invested or you know, did some deal with MrBeast, they made it so that his content became immediately way more about money. And this shift took place in about, I think, either 2018 or 2019. This is when he started donating to Twitch streamers. This is how this started. And before that, it would be more challenge type videos, right? You know, but without a prize incentive. It would just be like, can I count to 1 million in this live stream? Can I read every word in the dictionary in this live stream? And then the challenges shifted to having a cash prize involved, and I think that had to do with him being acquired by either Night Media or having some, you know, financial incentive to change the content, you know, because, you know, money is something that everybody, you know, it's a stake when they're watching it. So yeah. Interesting.
He was critiquing the spend to spend cycle, where growth is both the tactic and the story. When scale is the product, everything becomes marketing for the next bigger thing. And that tension from this situation never really cooled. So then onto Lunchly. Nothing showcased a culture clash like Lunchly. 3 mega creators, MrBeast, KSI, Logan Paul, decide to speedrun the grocery aisle. The premise, a healthier Lunchables with a Prime Mini and a Feastables bar. It had great branding, some good sodium numbers, low sugar, real cheese, but the problem wasn't whether the kit was a hair better or worse than its competitor. It was the entire premise. The healthy for kids framing didn't match the ingredient panel or the broader vibe. Yeah, the sodium was still high, less sugar is only less when you cherry pick.
Well, the reason the sodium is so high was because of Prime being included in the meal kit, right? And Prime is a sports recovery drink that is, again, they're teaming up with, I think, boxing companies or boxers, right, to promote Prime. And Logan Paul's a boxer, and so he's like, you know, he's pouring it on himself, on his shirtless body, while being near a boxing ring to show you, oh yeah, you know, I'm super ripped and I drink Prime. It's like, okay, well, so is it supposed to be for athletes or for fucking 4th graders on the way to school, right? Or like, you know, at lunch at school. So yeah, it doesn't really make any sense. The electrolytes in there are sodium, right? And that's meant to have people who are doing intense physical stuff recover quicker. You know, not people who are sitting still watching Bill Nye or, you know, raiding cahoots with the N-word in history class to drink.
Like a specific Lunchables, preservatives were still present, and the entire thing leaned on a sports drink brand already in legal crosshairs.
That's also
elsewhere.
true.
It was the classic influencer product.
Because what did you have in the Fiesta Nachos, right? You had Prime, which is, you know, arguably making people infertile, right? That's what the lawsuit was. It had forever chemicals and stuff like that, and it tastes like shit. And then Fiesta Nachos had the cheese that you dipped the chips in, and the cheese was getting moldy, I'm pretty sure. No, that was the pizza one. The mozzarella cheese was getting moldy. The dipping cheese for the nachos wasn't. So let's talk about the pizza one. So the moldy cheese, the prime hydration, which was shit. So shit cheese, shit drink, and then the MrBeast bar, so shit chocolate. So shit, and shit. Probably the best meal you could have in India.
And this is when the drama began. We all know the infamous DanTDM tweet calling out KSI, Logan Paul and MrBeast for their crappy products. And then, of course, Jacksepticeye came in, destroying them all. If you mess with DanTDM, you mess with all of us. And this really cemented the fact that the viewers and us fans were fighting against these celebrity YouTubers who are trying to force trashy products down our throats and to kids who don't know any better. It was like an internet protest. Then fast forward to the AI thumbnail saga, view stats.
There's a new way to make professional looking viral thumbnails with zero Photoshop experience. And the best part is, this new method works in every niche. Whether you do gaming, cooking, beauty, this works for all of them. From creating custom results from any channel to literally being able to put your face on a thumbnail.
Yeah, for being able to steal somebody else's thumbnail and put your face on it. How did he think this would go over? This guy is so analytics brained that he doesn't understand when he says something like that. Most people hear it and get really turned off. They're like, dude, you're a scumbag. They hear him saying that you can just steal somebody else's thumbnail and put your face on it, and they think, wow, that's shitty, Jim.
Creating custom results from any channel to literally being able to put your face on a thumbnail. It literally feels like cheating. This is the home of the
because it is. Also, this was literally just ChatGPT.
AI tool where you can type in any channel on all of YouTube and it'll use it as inspiration for the thumbnail it's generating. So for example, let's say you're MrBeast. You would just type in MrBeast here. Now it's gonna look at all my recent videos and get inspiration from them. And for the prompt, I'm gonna type in stranded on a volcano.
By the way, this guy complained on Twitter that people were, you know, recreating his thumbnails and copying his style. And so he now goes and does the same thing and now uses an AI to do it and offer it to other people. Okay.
And there you go, we now have a thumbnail with me dangling on the side of a volcano.
It looks like shit, by the way. This looks terrible.
And there you go, we now have a thumbnail with me dangling on the side of a volcano. This is perfect for inspiration, and if you do a couple iterations with the system, this is how you can literally generate your thumbnails going forward.
The Pitch, a tool that auto-generates viral thumbnails, can learn from any channel and even map your face into results. For small creators, that sounds like a great ladder. For artists, editors, and anyone who had their style stolen, it's a trap door. Creators notice their names and aesthetics in the launch sizzle without being asked, Jack among them. His response was short, nuclear, and entirely on brand. What the actual F? Plus the note that even his logo showed up in the promo.
Yeah, he probably wasn't too happy with that, right? Yeah, he doesn't like AI. Fuck AI, he says. And he's like, yeah, they used my logo in the promotion for it. Yeah, I mean, they used a bunch of people's logos in it who don't even use AI in their thumbnails or overdo their thumbnails at all. Speed's a live streamer, so his thumbnails are just random frames from the stream. Critical literally just takes a screenshot, like a fucking grandmother to make his thumbnails. I don't really know the rest of these guys. It's like FaZe Rug. All right.
Brand. What the actual F? Plus the note that even his logo showed up in the promo. Removing the U from YouTube wasn't a corny line in that moment. It felt literal. If a texture of the platform is unique creator taste, turning it into an auto-generate setting sterilizes the surface. Now MrBeast pivoted. He removed the AI tool from new pro signups, replaced it with a hire a thumbnail artist directory, and stressed.
Mind you, because he just got because he got hate for it. Hey, thanks for all your feedback on the ViewStats AI thumbnail tool. We pulled it and added a funnel for creators to find real thumbnail artists to commission. It still is something where you can tell the root of the problem is still there, because this is him responding to the feedback, not him having a rewiring of his thought process going into it. He was so cheek to cheek, jovial about promoting this thing where he's like, it literally feels like stealing. It's cheating, guys. So he doesn't understand it. Like, from the root cause, he's like, yeah, I thought it was dope. I don't know why they're all mad, bro. I just gave someone a copy your homework thing and they got mad at me. So I guess we'll just, undo it or something.
How much he spends on human artists already.
How's it going, guys? A week ago, I launched an AI thumbnail tool to help small creators make better thumbnails, and I thought people were going to be pretty excited about it, but
yeah, exactly.
I definitely missed the mark. If you open up Twitter, you know what I'm talking about. And so I read all your guys' feedback, and I've been thinking a lot about it. And so we just enacted some changes that I think you guys will find positive. And so going forward, there is no AI thumbnail tool. Anyone from now on that signs up for ViewStats Pro, there will not be the AI thumbnail tool. It just doesn't exist. We pulled it down. And on top of that, I wanted to go one step further to really show artists out there that I care. If you go on viewstats.com under our more tools section, it will say hire thumbnail artists. And if you click that, it'll take you to a page of artist portfolios where you can commission a real thumbnail artist to make you a real thumbnail. So I care more than any of you could ever imagine about.
No, he doesn't, because he himself uses AI in his thumbnails. So, like, that's just not true.
About the YouTube community. I mean, obviously, I'm the biggest YouTuber in the world.
And listen, obviously, he pays a lot of people to work on his thumbnails, I assume. But it's just the idea that he doesn't use AI, or that he's like, oh, I missed the mark on it, guys. We're not going to do this anymore. And it's like, well, he's not going to tell you to do it. He's just going to do it himself. So. And
I don't take that responsibility lightly. And so.
Which is fine. Like, I have used AI in my thumbnails. I don't give a fuck, right? But it's like this sort of like fake remorsefulness I don't like.
You know, it deeply makes me sad when I do something that you know, people in the community are upset by, and
he said it deeply makes him sad. Like that I just don't believe, like, at all.
And I also want to put out there that I guarantee you, I have spent more money on thumbnail artists than
that's probably true.
I've probably spent more money on thumbnail artists than the top 100 creators combined. I mean, I have a small army of thumbnail artists that work for me. I'm looking to hire more thumbnail artists. So I just want to put that out.
He also had a job listing up for an AI prompter, I'm pretty sure, to work at the Beast team. Yeah, he wanted like a prompter of some sort. I think it was like an image prompter. Can I get the job, please? I'm a pro.
Out there, and I have no intention of firing my thumbnail artists or anything like.
But this is old drama. I'm not trying to, you know, rehash this for no reason, right? You know, this is like all said and done, but it just shows you more and more, like Jacksepticeye saying that, you know, he gamified YouTube. This is all proof.
Like, this is, you know, just supposed to help make him more effective and blah, blah, blah. I mean, you know what I'm saying. But regardless, it doesn't matter. The tool's down for future people that sign up for ViewStats Pro. And yeah, now it's a funnel to help artists make more money. So I'm really excited. Go check it out. Hey, go to viewstats.com and click on the Hire the Artist tab and, you know, go commission real artists, help them make more money. So take care, guys.
It was a clean reverse, rare in this space, and worth saying out loud. The course correction doesn't erase the initial instinct.
It was a clean reverse, really? I don't know. I wouldn't call that really a clean reverse. I mean, it was like, all right, I guess, but I think we can all see through it.
Though. But it does prove there's still a human at the wheel willing to recalibrate when the community says no. Here's the nuance most videos and discourse skips. MrBeast, the person, is clearly obsessed with making bangers, outspending himself, and doing massive stunts. MrBeast, the brand, is a global machine that treats each upload like a seasonal film. Those two truths can coexist, but the brand gravity bends the ecosystem around it. Jack's ruined YouTube comment wasn't about one guy's product. It was about how the rest of the site mutated to orbit his model. The ripple effect are visible in endless "I gave a stranger $10,000 thumbnails," retention optimized, shout-mography, and the collective belief that bigger is always better. When small creators—
That's exactly the point, right? That bigger is always better. When again, like the whole soul of YouTube is something that MrBeast, I think, is sort of eroding, whether he likes it or not. Like, it's his prerogative to make as much money and get as many views as possible. And I'm not saying that I'm not eroding the soul of YouTube, right? I mean, in some ways I am, in some ways I'm not. You know, I'm, I guess, just some kid in my, you know, bedroom recording videos, but I also do participate in the slop thumbnails that only are made to get people to click, and they're not artistic at all. Simultaneously, I think I would be more, I would say, you know, personality driven in terms of like the content itself if I had the type of money that MrBeast does. So if I had even $1 million to my name, I wouldn't even care about what my thumbnails looked like at all. I would make content that I thought would be the best, the grand slam stuff for everybody to enjoy about either my life or my hobbies, whatever. But we can't all have $1 million and be able to take risks, right? When you have the freedom to take risks, you can take them. And it's easy to shame people who don't have the freedom to take risks, you know, for not taking risks. You know, MrBeast can say, oh yeah, you know, I've spent more money on, you know, thumbnails than you have. It's like, well, yeah, because you have it. You know, you have the money. So I don't know.
To do anything else, they're told it's not scalable. Since when did art class get graded on scales to international retail?
That's
Mr.
true.
Beast's response tweet framed his grind as doing good and inspiring kids to help people. He's got the receipts for wells funded, surgeries paid, shoes gifted. But the platform conversation was never charity versus views. It was culture versus conversion. A video can be generous and still contribute to a monoculture of sameness.
Yeah.
So overall, it was a pretty tough year for Mr. Beast and his branding, especially when you mix Jacksepticeye into it. We first had the lie detector take, where he said we should prioritize the originalness of the platform over views and branding. Then Lunchly, trying to sell crap to kids, and then OG YouTubers such as DanTDM and Jacksepticeye call it out, with the whole of the internet backing them. Then the AI thumbnails. I don't really know what Mr. Beast was trying with this, but luckily the backlash was harsh and he reversed his move. So long story short, it's not really Mr. Beast is bad. It's YouTube adopted a set of values in Beast's image, then acted surprised when the copycats and cash grabs multiplied. Jacksepticeye's annoyance wasn't personal, it was existential. When the biggest creator becomes a category, the platform stops rewarding the weird, the slow, the niche, and the copycatting isn't Mr. Beast's fault, but it is his shadow. To be fair, the year also gave counter evidence. Mr. Beast reversed course on the AI tool, he built out real pipelines to pay artists, and he continues to fund massive charity projects that many corporations wouldn't touch. So Jack's brand is still the guy who just likes pressing record, he streams, he jokes, he burns out and says so. There's no energy to fake like Mr. Beast with the shouting and crazy videos. So when he looks at a thumbnail factory or a Lunchly marketing campaign and says this isn't it, it lands as a community instinct, not just clout hunting. That's why his what the actual F on the AI thing felt like a weirdly protective moment. He wasn't defending the layer of YouTube that still has fingerprints. He was defending the layer of YouTube that is still real people. That same instinct is why he backed DanTDM during the Lunchly mess. Dan's tweet, do better, aged into a thesis statement. Better doesn't mean more electrolytes, it means tell the truth, don't hide behind the community. No.
And he's completely right. And so is Jacksepticeye. You know, it is true. I mean, these are two of the goats, right, from the earlier times on YouTube, and they're both spitting facts. I think that when you view your viewers, your subscribers, as just a number on a screen, but you know that they're all children, you have to not view them as numbers on a screen, right? It's easy if, like, for instance, I know my viewers are, you know, probably anywhere from 15 to 25. I would assume at least. And so if I were to do like an ad read for, you know, whatever, I can at least know that I'm promoting a product to those people of that age, right? But if I was a lot younger and I was doing ad reads and, you know, trying to sell candy and shit, it's like I would feel at least a little guilty knowing that these are like a bunch of children who have made me rich, and now I'm like, yeah, like let's get you, you know, eating all this fucking chocolate so I can get even richer. I don't know. But at the end of the day, MrBeast, he's not even that bad of a guy, I think. I mean, he did open that amusement park in Saudi Arabia recently, which maybe we can talk about. I'm not sure why he did that or what's going on. I think that guy, Turki Al-Assad, the prince of Saudi Arabia, who I love. I fucking love that guy, by the way. He plays esports. He's a gamer. That's the GOAT right there. And if the GOAT himself wants to give me, like, you know, 5K, dude, I will make so many videos glazing Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia probably isn't even that bad, okay? I've never been there, but I got invited to go to a esports tournament in Riyadh, and I couldn't go, but I kind of wish I did. It looked fun. No, but anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like if you didn't leave a dislike, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye.